Okay, for this project, what I'm going to use is a container like the one you see. You can use any round plastic container. It has to be round. So, I have it already cut here, and after we've cut it, we can iron it or sand it with coarse sandpaper on the inside. We're going to sand it. Sanding the inside isn't mandatory, but if you're going to paint it, you'll have to give it a papier-mâché finish so that it can hold the paint well. To give it papier-mâché finish, you'll need to sand it so that your papier-mâché finish. Once we've sanded this, I've also sanded it down here, on the bottom. I have this strip of cardboard here that's 5 centimeters wide, and I'm going to place it here in the center like this. I could place it by raising it a little. Like this. Let's see how it goes. And I'm going to glue it with hot silicone. Let's try to make it stick completely. As you can see, I've made 3 turns and now I have these strips that are 2 centimeters. They can be 2 centimeters and then 3 centimeters. And what I'm going to do is cut strips because I'm going to glue them this way. So what I'm going to do to avoid mistakes is cut them all together. That is, I'm going to cut one and from there I'm going to cut the others. Once we have these strips cut, what we're going to do is place them like this so that they're flexible, so that they can be placed and adapt to this surface. And then we're going to glue them. First we're going to put a little glue on one end. We're going to glue it well, measure it so that it fits well, and then we're going to put hot silicone, on the other end. And well, we're going to continue gluing all of them in this way, but first measuring before gluing. Notice that when gluing, we're going to glue these pieces, joining each one of them at the beginning and at the end. That is to say, we are going to first put a little bit of hot silicone here to glue it together like this, so that the 2 ends join here. And then we are going to glue it to the bottom. And there will be a hollow space, as you can see, that if you want, as you are putting it, you can also add pieces of cardboard so that this does not hang, because later, as we are going to put a tab on it, we are also going to join it here at the bottom. That is, we are going to join both the top and the bottom, and we are going to try to give it this chest shape. Here it has bent. You are going to give it this chest shape. And when we are gluing these pieces, this one has come loose. When gluing these pieces, we have to make sure that they match each other, both at the top and at the bottom, like this, as you can see. So, what we're going to do is always check that they match. You're even going to see that there's going to be a gap between one and the other. If they're the same size, the gap isn't very big. If they're not, they'll be misshapen, so that's why they have to be the same size. Another thing you can do is fill these gaps with a small piece of cardboard, as you go. For example, here I'm going to put a small piece of cardboard. I'll put a drop of silicone on it and insert the piece of cardboard here. And this way, this guarantees that these pieces are well reinforced so that when we put papier-mâché on them, they don't sink. Once we have this like this, what we're going to do is give this a few layers of papier-mâché. We're also going to put papier-mâché on the inside. But I'm going to do easy papier-mâché, which consists of applying pure glue and then using thin paper or a crumpled napkin to give it texture, and apart from that, you don't have to work much by applying papier-mâché. Once this has dried, what I'm going to do is give it texture using a napkin. I'm simply going to apply homemade glue. I'm going to decorate this part here with these pieces that are made with cold porcelain and this mold. If you don't have this mold, you can buy pieces similar to this one at bazaars, or better known as Chinese stores. And I'm going to glue these pieces together with glue. Since these pieces are too rare to glue, what I'm doing is putting the glue on this in what will be my chest, and then I'm going to glue the pieces together because I'm going to put them all along the edge. I'm decorating the lid with these pieces that I made with this mold that's here. As I told you before, you can get pieces like these at bazaars, and I'm gluing them together with glue. Here in the center I'm going to place these pieces as a handle that are made with this mold, this part here in the center. If I simply put two pieces that meet, I open them a little and then I place them in the center. Okay, now that these pieces have dried, I have green and black paint here, and what I'm going to do is mix these two paints. I've used more green than black. And I'm going to paint this with this paint mixture. Once this paint mixture has dried, I'm going to dry brush it with this paint, which is a meadow green. Now that we have this like this, that we've already dry brushed it with all the green that we want, what we're going to do now is dry brush it with gold. I have the brush so it has a lot of paint, so I'm going to lighten it by brushing it all over. With the brush little by little so as not to smudge this. And I'm first applying it to the reliefs, to the high reliefs. And well, my streptubers, that's all for today. Thank you very much for your support, thank you very much for your nice comments. Thank you very much for all this time that you have supported the channel. Thank you very much. Receive a little kiss, a bear hug with a squeeze, and see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye. Don't forget to comment. I dedicate this video to Frisha Gonzalez, Loe from Muslim, Lopez, Indonesia, Gabriela MC, Lorena Gutierrez, Maria Teresa Cruz Peña, Artelugio, Ram Rodriguez, Aventura PC Games, Joanna Bermude, Lillian Garcia, EVM Informatica, Hilda Lopez, Rosa Maria Martin Martinez, Rosie Martina, Orgaglatis Agail Hill, Teo Reyes, Cesteria Maria Isabel from the channel, Cesteria Maria Isabel, so stop by her channel. Christina Perea. Lopez are from Viva, and very especially to Selena Joaquin, because she was the first person to comment on the previous video titled 20 crafts with toilet paper roll and cardboard tube. Thank you very much for your support, thank you very much for everything. Receive a huge kiss, a big hug, and see you in the next tutorial. Bye bye. Don't forget to comment.